take a look at this. I see it, but I'm going live on different platforms, so I got something on my screen I should have cleaned off, but I want to give everybody a chance to understand the nature of what happened to Brother William McNiel and JSO with Jacksonville Sheriff Office and the statements that the sheriff made. And why misinformation is so important that we start educating each other on this stuff. But I'm going to play this video for what the sheriff put so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Officer Miller, the second responding officer who spoke to McNiel from the passenger side of the vehicle, and Officer Curse, one of the assisting officers.
I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Hold on, my internet acting crazy. Now y'all notice that he's
Florida 24 Bravo, Echo Charlie Whiskey, and it's so yeah, I don't know like this.
This is Officer Bowers' video.
Yes, sir. Is there a reason why you're pumping the door open like that? I don't have a windows that work. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me a driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
Say something, 35. I'm fucking with the dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle. 25 seconds. For 94, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep. 25 seconds. If anybody responding, coming from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take it.
Now, let me switch my cameras around so y'all can see me. I'm going live from two different platforms, y'all, so I don't know how to switch this one around just yet. So this one I don't know how to switch around yet, y'all. So, but anyway, y'all just hear me. Listen to me, people. Misinformation could be deadly to you when you're dealing with the police. And understand this. Notice from the video. Now, the officer was dead wrong on the extent they took it to, and I get to that point. But the officer clearly asked him for his driver's license. The officer clearly told him why he was pulling him over. Now, I'm not the one that's for police officers, everybody know that. But I am for what's right, real talk. Now, the officer pulled him over, told him why he pulled him over, asked for his driver's license, Then notice he did not have his seatbelt on, which he didn't at that time. So he must have put it back on during the altercation, after he closed the door. So, people, misinformation. Let's get this out of the way. Stop listening to these YouTube and these people claiming to be sovereign citizens. And these people claiming to be sovereign citizens.
There's a new drug that can...
I had to turn this on. I was trying to do lives at another time, but I'll do that in a minute again. And then stop listening to all these people claiming to be sovereign citizens and they have right to travel and all that there. Listen to these people. Understand, the law is clear. They pulled them over for a traffic violation, a non-criminal traffic violation for not having his lights on. So I will get to that point, but I'm going to stick with this point. But again, the officer said that, told him several times why he pulled in the arrest. He asked him for his driver's license. He said no. He asked him for to step out the vehicle. He said no. So the officer, after he slammed the door, informed him that you are being arrested for resisting an unlawful order. Basically, that's what that is. People, you do not have a right to see a supervisor you do not have a constitutional right, because I saw a live feed today and one of the lawyers said his Fourth Amendment rights to ask questions. And I hadn't checked on that yet. I've never seen anything in the Fourth Amendment that protects you to ask questions. You know, that protects you to be where you would be able to ask questions. And he answered that question. It was simple. I arrested you for your headlights not being on. And if you notice in the video, where I get to it later, that you can see in this now, if you can look at this video, you can see the rain. It's kind of wet in some places, or there might be dirt, so I don't know. But I know in one of the videos that they have also has when you're looking from inside the car, when we get to his video inside the car, the windows are misty. So evidently, and water is running off the cars. So that evidently let you know it was misty and it was raining. And yes, they had a right to pull him over. And these misinformation, people, is what will get you killed. First of all, when a police officer tell you to do something on the scene, then you must do it by law. You must obey their lawful command. Live to fight another day. If you got an issue with it, then go file a complaint with it. But when you took it upon yourself to refuse to get out the car after he informed you and answered your questions, what he was stopping you for, you slammed the door and wouldn't get out, kept telling him to call your supervisor. Again, people, you do not have the right to have a supervisor on the scene. Some officers will give you that courtesy to have a supervisor, but they don't have to interfere with their duties of what they're doing to get you a supervisor. There's no law. Y'all stop listening to people about that. When an officer gives you a lawful command in a traffic stop, then you must obey those lawful commands. And then he told you several times, they told you several times to get out the car or they were going to break the windows. They told you that you were under arrest for being arrested for resisting. What more could you not understand? So let's play the video again.
The worst it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
As y'all can see, do you see that? Do you see, did you listen? Did you listen to the officer? Did he tell you not? Open the door or we're going to break the window. I'll roll down your window. Something like that. Let me go back to it real quick, for I won't be wrong. I want y'all to hear this.
Told you. Okay.
Extremely.
Now we're going to back it up so y'all can listen to the whole thing.
Stop. McNiel was warned, officer.
2-4 Bravo.
How is supervisor? Why?
Excuse me?
Now you notice he opened the door.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather.
As you see, he does not have his seatbelt
I'm
on.
not arguing with you, I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, how is supervisor? Why?
Excuse me?
How is supervisor? Why did you pull me over?
35, I'm fucking with the bad driver.
As you know, he done told him several times why he pulled him over. Asked for his legal insurance. Then he told him to step out the vehicle. Now listen to this part.
25 seconds. For not informed, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
You see, he keep hollering, call your supervisor.
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay.
You see, he said he already told you. He said, no, I didn't.
Arrest for resisting.
Told him again.
Do you understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Vehicle's blocked in. Just locked it up. Put the window down the back side and talk to I'm about to break the window. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here. What is your reason?
Now, people, I normally don't cater to the police things, but the officer did wrong. The officer was wrong. So after when he busted the window, he punched him in the face. He was dead ass wrong. That is a criminal law. That is a criminal violation of his oath without a doubt. So the officer should have never been cleared of any criminal wrongdoing at all. But the officer did, and as you can see, and I will try to find his video and play it too from his inside of the window, from his inside, I guess his cell phone footage. But listen to me, people. Misinformation by these people that's claiming to be all these sovereignties and right to travel stuff. I got plenty of guys in prison for that shit. So, excuse me, I mean me cuss. But by law, the officer does not have to call the supervisor. Some of them call the supervisor just to give you, just to be nice. But by law, they don't have to call the supervisor. And by law, you must comply with the officer's commands. You must comply with the officer's command when you're side the road. One thing the sheriff said was correct. You can't fight them side the road. You got an issue, you deal with it later. Now, I'm about what's right, but I'm about not supporting wrongdoing. The officer was dead wrong when he took it to that level and punched him when he busted the window out. That was unlawful. And the second time, when they pulled him out the car and they hit him again, that was unlawful. But because of Mr. Williams, Will, a.k.a. Will McNiel, ignorance of the law, trying to challenge the system that ultimately could have took his damn life. It could have went left, people. So we got to stop teaching people this stuff. Stop teaching these people. When the police pull you over, live to fight another day. Just simply get your ass out the car. You have to, again, obey. And there's another misconception people talking about. First of all, let me get this straight down. First of all, the police do not have to give you a supervisor on the scene when you ask for it. At all. There's no law to support that. The police do not have to, I forget which one. Oh, there it is. And another concept, the police do not have to give you a supervisor, right? You have to obey the police officer's lawful command during the traffic stop. And another concept is that misinformation that people like to do. Oh, the police didn't read my Miranda rights. People, the police has never, ever had to read you your Miranda rights to arrest you. They only need to read you your Miranda rights when they are taking a statement from you and they plan to use that statement in the court of law. So if they don't Mirandarize you and they take a statement from you, then they cannot use that statement in the court of law. And some of y'all get that stuff from these TV shows and YouTube. The police do not have to give you a supervisor. Once again, the police do not, when you have to comply with a lawful order during a traffic stop. So if the police tell you to get out, get your ass out the car. It's just that simple. We cannot beat these people side the road. And they don't have to Mirandarize you to arrest you. I don't understand it. This guy, William McNiel, Mr. McNiel, could have simply got his ass out the car. and been done with it. The officer clearly told him several times when he asked him, why you arrested me? And he told him why he was arrested. But without arresting him, why he stopped him. And he told him why he stopped him. And not to mention, since you opened the car door, your seatbelt was not on. So the officer noticed that too. So then when the officer asked you for your driver's license and all that, you say, no, call the supervisor. That's all he kept saying, call the supervisor. Then the officer told him that he's under arrest for resisting. He slams the door and locks himself in. They told him several times to open the window. He refused. So they broke the window because the officer already told him he was being arrested for resisting. Now, what part of that you didn't get through y'all head while all y'all loving this video and all this, but you're seeing that part of it? What part is misinformation? You got the misinformation from listening to the YouTube people and all these people doing Facebook Live that know nothing about the law. They seem to think they're sovereignty and they're above the law and they have the right to travel, all that mess. The Supreme Court has ruled on all that stuff all the time. Stop dealing with that stuff because you're not going to prevail. You do not have the right to have a supervisor. And you must obey the officer's lawful command, and they do not have to Mirandaize you to arrest you. When are we going to get this to a head? But yet, now, after the officer broke the window, let's get to that. Let me see if I can find it. I want to get to the other officer's body cam. Now, and when he got out the car, they did hit him. And it shows on his video, when I can find that and put it up on there, I'll let y'all see that. When they did hit him a couple times when he got out the car. That was unlawful. And when they punched through the window, the officer was dead wrong for that. When the officer broke the glass out and then reached in and punched him, that was definitely unlawful. Now, that's the part that I'm not faulting the officer for. I'm not faulting him for, because the officer was dead ass wrong. And the Sheriff Waters should have had him arrested immediately. But they done cleared also all criminal charges. Really. So, long as, but anyway. But let me get to the other one. Now, people, we have to stop giving people misinformation. Listen, common sense, when you're a traffic stop, hands go on the wheel and leave them there. Now, your hands go on the wheel and listen to what the officer say. If the officer, have your license registration ready. I got a little thing, I keep a little folder up where the officer can just reach up there and grab them. Well, you ain't got to do no reaching. Because ultimately, this young man could have died. His actions, his ignorant actions, could have caused his life. Now, let's get to the other side of the officer abuse from the other side. And we got. Hold on.
Call of you. What do you mean? I was putting my hands behind. You start rescue. To comply.
All right.
Sir, can you please ask him what did I do wrong?
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now.
Y'all notice that? Do y'all notice all these droppings right here? That means it was raining, or it had just stopped raining, but it was misty enough for them to pull him over for not having a license. So y'all do see that it was raining or just stopped raining, but it was misty outside. And if you look at his video from the inside the car, you can see that the windows are fogged up, that you can tell it was moist outside. Yes, then it was you were supposed to have on, according to Florida law, you're supposed to have on your headlights. Common sense. But maybe he didn't know that because he wasn't a licensed driver. That might be his defense, but he done pleaded guilty to it. But let's go back to it and listen to the same thing.
They comply.
Y'all notice all the rain on the window.
I'm out the car. I'm going to push it up.
And you hear the officer keep hollering, you're being arrested for resisting. You're being arrested for resisting.
You are under arrest for resisting.
Listen.
You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out?
Can you talk to me though?
I will. Can you step out?
See the rain on the windows?
You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
See, look at all this rain on the window, people. It either had just got through raining, but it was moisty enough and still faded enough, misty enough out there. But according to Florida law, it's a non-criminal infraction, but you must have your lights on. It's just that simple.
So, yes. Correct. Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess talked to you?
When he pulled me over,
Yeah.
my window don't work.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
Okay.
there's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason to pull somebody over.
There's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. Huh? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Huh? All right, go for it.
And let me get this to it, people. You do not. The police don't have to show you to explain you the law. They just got to tell you about it. That's for court. That ain't for the side of the road. Misinformation will get your behind killed.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hand. Here.
What's your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now.
All right. Don't.
Now you notice they told him to get on the ground. Get on the ground. He said no. Well, see, people, as you can see, they told him to get on the ground. He said no. What part are we not going to get the in our heads? Get it in our heads. I lost a chain of thought. My leg hurting. I got in a bad accident. But anyway, what part we're not going to get in our heads? On the side of the road, you must comply with the officer's orders. Whether you think the stop is legal or illegal, but you stopped and you must comply. When you don't, that is resisting. It's simple. All this stuff that Ben Crump and all of them did today about Fourth Amendment violations, asking questions. You don't have the right to ask questions. You have the right to follow lawful orders. And you can ask them, but they don't have to answer. You have the right to answer questions all you want, but you do not have the right to refuse to comply to a lawful order. Period. There are some things that I have preached that you do lawfully and legally, according to the U.S. Supreme Court, have a lawful right to resist any unlawful arrest with just as much violence as they have to make it deadly if necessary, you can take the police's life. But I won't never recommend that, but that is the law. But in this case, that was not the case. So in case those who watch my live feeds remember me saying that. But I do not recommend that from anyone, because this was a lawful stop. I don't know how people say it wasn't, but it was a lawful stop. Crump said it was a target of driving while black. Maybe, because we do get stopped for driving while black. But in fact is, driving while black, then there's precautions that you need to do to protect yourself while driving while black. And one of those things is follow lawful commands. When in fact, when the officer pulled him over, he opened his door and asked him for his driver's license and all that, he took an invasive move. He became combated. Basically, he became resistant because he knew his damn license was suspended. That's another thing, people. If you know your license suspended, stay from behind the wheel. Stop driving the cars. Because if you get pulled over, you're going to jail. And more than likely, if he would have complied and got out the car and said, man, I ain't got no driver's license, I ain't gonna lie, some of the officers may have let him go, but it wouldn't have went to this extent. I've seen that happen. I also let someone go because he was honest. He said, man, I ain't gonna lie, I was just going to the store. I ain't got no license. But you knew, in fact, your license were suspended. You didn't have license. So why wouldn't you just comply and get it on out the way, but you took it to another level? Now, I'm going to try to find his video. Hold on. From inside the car. Hold on. So people, we got to do better. Misinformation. Stop listening to these people talking about sovereignty and the laws don't apply to them. Man, get out of here with that mess. There's so many people, them people like that in jail. Stop it. Some of the sovereignty stuff may be legal, but they ain't paying no attention. No one is exempt from the laws, people. No one. Except Donald Trump. Anyway, you know. Let me look. Let me find him. Y'all hold on one quick minute. Turn y'all away till I find this song. All right, let me see if I can find him real quick. I had the video somewhere, but I can't remember where I put it at. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. I got to reach for my computer here. I'm having trouble finding it, y'all, so hold on. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find the exact video. Let me go on to, let me go to Facebook. It might be on there. Now, hold on. Facebook. Sure, it's on the Facebook somewhere. Let me look. Well, I can't find it, y'all. But anyway, we all seen from the video footage inside from his vehicle. And we watched a police assault him, which he really did get assaulted. When the police broke his window. But you notice in the video, when he first began the video, when the officer walked up, and he slammed the door. Before he slammed the door, you notice the officer said you didn't have, and you don't have your seatbelt on, right? But when they pulled him out the car, after the officer busted the window open, then punched him in the face, which that part was unlawful, without a doubt, unlawful. And then the officer had to take his seatbelt off, but he put it back on. But he did have his seatbelt off in the beginning. So during the time he slammed the door and locked the door, he must have put his seatbelt back on. So let's make clarity to that. Because I was thinking the same thing until I actually started watching the video over and over. Now, Ben Crump and all them, one of the attorneys, can't mention his name, but he said Fourth Amendment violations of asking questions. I haven't had a chance to research that, but I've never seen in the Fourth Amendment that you protected asking questions. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. But we have to do better as a people. Not to mention, everybody see money now. They're going to get some money. But people, guess who's going to pay that money? Because the officer did punch him. And they hit him on the outside of the car. They got to have just enough force, used just enough to force to complete the arrest. No more. That will be determined soon, I'm sure. But they cleared the officer of all criminal acts of committing any crime. They've already done that. So now, they'll ultimately settle. They'll probably get some money. But I challenge all these attorneys that was there. All from North Carolina, they from Georgia, all y'all attorneys. Them opportunists, that's what they are. Here they come, ambulance chasers. Want to be seen. After they saw the video, that's fine. Oh, people call me, man. I had 50, 60 people call me. And I was going to go off. I did a video and I took it down once me and my aunt talked. Wait on that. And I've learned you must wait on everything to come out before you respond. And the officer was dead wrong when he broke the window. And after breaking, not breaking the window, but he was dead wrong for after he broke the window and punched this guy. That was dead wrong. That was definitely an assault. Matter of fact, it was aggravated assault with a weapon. Because didn't he have a weapon on his hip? Now, they bring up the police report. And I want to go to McNiel. Miss McNiel was driving without license, suspended license. And weed in his pocket. Now, I'm sure the parents that are so sad right now because their son got hit by police. Welcome to the world. And see, I'm sure all these people involved, the parents and all these people, I can almost guarantee you, none of them want to be involved in this movement of fighting against injustice until it knocks on your door. Let me hear y'all. Let me say that again. We don't want to get involved until injustice knocks on your door. So where was the parents at when ultimately they probably was driving? He probably was driving their van, and I'm sure they knew he didn't have any license, or whoever van it was. Let's put some of the blame on them. Why would you let a non-driver, a non-carrying driver's license person that has no authority to drive and have been suspended with weed in his car? See, that's the disrespect that we have for our most apparent. We're riding around here with drugs in our mama and daddy car, putting them at risk for your stupidity and your ignorance. And on June 19th, this happened February the 19th, and the guy just reported it. Well, and that's understandable. Like Brother Dallo said, you know, sometimes people don't wait so long to report rape or domestic violence. And that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? But you filed no complaint with your SO. Now you're the poster boy for injustice. See, people, I don't fall for that. They say they were looking for the facts. The only facts y'all can look at is he got punched in the face after the window was broke and hit when he pulled out the car. All that other stuff these attorneys talking about ain't no facts. That's your illusion. That's your assumption. That is what you're trying to put across to the public. But instead of putting the truth out, that's why I call most attorneys a lawyer. I've never in my life heard the Fourth Amendment protects you from questions, from asking questions. When the police ask you a question, or you ask the police a question, the Fourth Amendment protects you. Really? Lord. This is why we are so uneducated in knowing our rights. People, let me give you a warning. If you get pulled over, woman, man, or child, by the police, first thing you do, as Brother Dallo said, roll down all your windows. If you ain't got nothing to hide, roll down all your windows and put your hand on the steering wheel. If you got your license and all that in hand's reach, put them on the dashboard. Let the officer grab and reach them. It's because of Mr. McNiel's actions that he got a reaction. Every action will have a reaction. If he would have simply complied, all that stuff about they didn't have proper cause, I just showed you on the window, it was raining outside. It was drizzling, raining outside, or just stopped raining because you saw raindrops, dew and drops all over the car. And then, second of all, we can see inside his window, before they busted the officer standing outside his window, you can see a mist on the window. Meaning, when you got your windows rolled up and it's raining, condensation, that's what that is. So that means it was moisture and probably misty outside. And according to Florida law, if you read it, yes, that is a violation, a non-criminal infraction. But it's enough for the officers to pull you over in that probable cause. It's clear and shut. Now the officers was wrong when they busted his window and punched him. That's wrong. I'm not gonna disagree with them on that. And they hit him several times when they got him out. So so they still lied. Don't get me wrong. But we got to give accountable. We want accountability. When we want accountability, we should have accountability for everybody, and including him and the way he acted, because he was misinformed of information. That's what he was. He listened to all these YouTube sovereign citizens and all these people talking about, oh man, just ask for a supervisor. I had another case the same way. You cannot tell them you don't have a right to have a supervisor called for you on the scene at all. Some officers will call them out there, but ain't nothing gonna change. You don't have a right to refuse a lawful order. You became combated because you know you had weed in your car and you know you wasn't driving. You know your license was suspended. I tell people all the time, my children and all, man up if you get caught. If you're man enough to do it, you're man enough to take the risk and you get caught, then man the fuck up and accept the responsibility of what your actions did. Not only this, if that was his parents' van, where y'all at? Why would y'all even allow him to drive your car and you know he don't have license? And you probably know he got weed and smoke weed. But you're riding down the road with it. And it's a good thing they didn't see the knife, because they could have tried to say you reached for it and killed your ass. But people, live to fight another day. If it went that far and they killed you, oh, your mama and them and all that would have got some money, but it's not going to bring you life. But money is not justice, people. Justice is a life for a life to me. Justice is you not dying on a scene for your ignorance and stupidity. Justice is not sitting on the scene becoming combated with police officers who are authorized to kill you if necessary. That is ignorance and stupidity backed by your human nature. Stop listening to this misinformation of these clowns out here doing videos that you have a right to ask for a supervisor. You do not. That you have a right to not listen to a lawful order. You do not. And all these high-profile attorneys, y'all want to run Ben Crump, all y'all Negroes with these attorneys, high-priced attorneys coming from Charlotte and Georgia and all that. I'll tell y'all what you do. Y'all want to fight for justice? Then fight for changing laws and procedures. Fight to get Donald Trump ass out of office. Fight to file, instead of talking about reparations. Y'all all lawyers, licensed lawyers. Why don't y'all file some damn documents to make, not asking for reparations, but put that paperwork on there what you went to school. All y'all need to come together as a power and file reparations. Put it in the courthouse. Instead, y'all want to have these kumbaya rallies and speaking all this and with the I have a dream speeches and talking about what Malcolm did and what Martin did and what Marcus and all Garvey and all them did. All of them have one thing in common now. They are dead. Make your own history and start living on the backbone of them Negroes. But we always want to talk about Martin's speech. But you don't remember the speech that one of the last speech Martin made was he said, if you're not willing to die for those you love and for what you believe, then you ain't worth living. So we got to stop. I made a word up some years ago called Negrotism. We got to get out of the Negrotism that we are being taught and educated. Instead, educate your children. Parents now, do it while they're young. Do it now. When the police stop you, live by example. Put your hands on the steering, roll all your windows down. Put your documents close by, or you should have them over the visor anyway. Put your documents and license and all that close by on the dashboard where you don't have to move. Roll all four of your windows down, as Brother O'Donnell said. And put your hand on the steering wheel and comply to what their orders are. If they tell you to get out the car, get your ass out the car. Live to fight another day. But people, I'm going to leave you with this. No, you don't have a right to ask for a supervisor. No, you cannot resist an unlawful order that's done. You must comply with all lawful orders in a traffic stop when the police stop you, or is the police detaining you. Now, when they're detaining you somewhere or something else, a different scenario. But on the traffic stop, you must comply. Mr. McNiel became combative when he knew that his license was suspended, without a doubt. He knew, and why his ignorance took him to the point of, hey, I'm going to just resist y'all. Maybe he was high. I don't know. Maybe you feel, you got weed in your probably in your parents' car or who else's car, so you have no respect for them or nobody else. But even having that on you in somebody else's vehicle because you ain't got no license. And then not to mention, people, this happened February 19th. He pleaded guilty to the charges of for resisting arrest and no driver's license. Really, people? This happened back in February, and now you're just bringing it to the people's attention. And probably not the full video, just the video they busting the window, because I'm sure he got all that after that, unless they cut the phone off. People, we got to do better. Now, with that said, hey, Justice League United, we always informing the people. I'm gonna put our links in there to donate. I'll donate if you can, so we can continue to do this. I'm gonna do one now on TikTok, the same video, and then I was trying to do them live at both times a while ago, and I couldn't. So I'm gonna do it live on TikTok, and then we're gonna go from there. But everybody remember, you must comply with a lawful order when the police tell you something. You don't have a right to have a supervisor. And the big one, the police do not have to Mirandarize you to arrest you. They only need to Mirandarize you when they're taking a statement from you, and they plan to use that statement against you in the court of law. Peace. Hit the links when I post them. Donate. Peace. Bye-bye.